Something funny in regards to Colin Flaherty and Gematria. As amusing and important as Colin Flaherty's message may be, I'm pretty sure the guy is an agent for the Masonic Mafia. Be aware that what he tells is the truth, but do not be stupid enough to fall into the trap of using solutions to the problem that may seem proper, but in the end will only benefit our Masonic Mafia masters. They in triple parentheses, manage all their political theater and actions by the Gematria code, which comes from the Jewish practice of Kabbalah. For that reason, I find it very curious that when you type in his full name, Colin Patrick Flaherty, into the Gematrinator, you get 116 and 100 in two of the base ciphers. With how much the guy is focused on African Americans, isn't it curious that African American sums to 116 and 100 as well? Makes you question whether this man is delivering the message of his own volition, or he has been chosen for the job by the Masonic Mafia. Notice how his favorite tagline, with which he ends every video, "Don't make the black kids angry," sums to 100 in full reduction, just like his name, or his full name. Not only that, but "Don't make the black kids angry" sums to 143 in reverse full reduction, which reminds of Scottish Rite of Freemasonry, summing to 143 in that same cipher as well. Gematria coincidences like that is the hidden signature of the Masonic gang, and often points that they are secretly behind something, pulling the strings. It could be a coincidence, but it is an awfully convenient coincidence. What's even more telling is the date when he released his book, "Don't Make the Black Kids Angry." The book came out on a date of February 23, 2015. And, oh, what an interesting and appropriate numerology we get from that date for a book with the theme that that book has. The book's focus is on black people and their inordinate amount of criminality. And the date couldn't be more perfect for the release of such a book, having 60, 42, and 33 numerology. Guess what word sums to 60 and 42? Nigger sums to 60 and 42. Blacks sums to 42. As for the month of February, notice how February overlaps with Freemason and has 42 and 48, just like nigger and blacks. I might as well throw in that black man sums to 25, like the date numerology. Racist sums to 25. Racists sums to 100 as well, like his name. Speaking of 33, police sums to 33. And the word has a big overlap with nigger. What's the biggest reason why America needs the police so much? Yeah. Crime sums to 33. Race war sums to 33. And here is the biggest whopper of all. The date February 23 is expressed as 2/23, like 223. Guess what sums to 223? White supremacist, 223 reverse ordinal. The synagogue of Satan, which controls the world, 223. There was also 311 days left in the year on that date, where the KKK is referred to as 311, where K is the 11th letter of the alphabet, repeated 3 times, and KKK was a controlled opposition, long-nose tribe creation that played right into their plans. Think KKK as 111111, adding up to 33, the Masonic number. Don't Make the Black Kids Angry was the second book he released, with the theme of black criminality. Now, for the first book that he released about the same thing, the date numerology for when it came out isn't as straightforward or as striking, but there is still something relevant there. The first book he released was titled White Girl Bleed a Lot. White Girl Bleed a Lot. The book's title sums to 187 in English ordinal. Ancient accepted Scottish rite of Freemasonry sums to 187 in full reduction. By no coincidence, Washington, D.C. and George Washington sum to 187 as well. The date of its release was October 22, 2013. The date had 38 numerology. The word niggers sums to 38, as well as 79, 79 being the 22nd prime number to correspond with the 22nd being the date. The word murder sums to 79 as well. You know, a book about black people murdering people. Get it? White people, 163, the 38th prime number. It also had 11 numerology, where black sums to 11. For the 32 numerology, Negro sums to 32. Negroes sum to 38 as well. The 18 numerology was also perfect for a race-related subject. There were also 70 days left in the year where racist sums to 70. It was 70 weeks on the nose between the release dates of the two books. As for the book being released in October, October sums to 111. White Girl sums to 111. White Supremacy, 78 single reduction. October, 78 English ordinal. And considering the book's title sums to 88 as well, Race Wars sums to 88. And furthermore, for the month of October, October sums to 33, the super important Masonic number, just like crime, police, and race war. What's also curious is how much of an overlap there is between nigger and slavery. Beware that Colin Flaherty is an agent, and the long-nosed tribe has been pushing for a race war for decades. They are the ones who are behind black slavery. Colin Flaherty doesn't tell you that, does he? He doesn't bring the long-nosed tribe into it at all, and it wouldn't surprise me if he is one of them. They want a small segment of the white population to be aware of the disproportionate amount of black criminality, where it's higher by leaps and bounds than in any other race. Let's explain the trap they might be priming white people to step into with that. If white people violently turn against blacks, what do you think the government that's run by the long-nosed tribes people is going to do? It will respond with martial law and tyranny, something they're drooling to enact. There will be more police, military on the streets, whatever, all to suppress the evil white supremacists from striking back at black people for their criminality. So if you think that the solution to the problem Colin Flaherty exposes is more surveillance devices and more police and tougher laws, then you are stepping right into the trap, because the long-nosed tribe wants nothing more than to have an Orwellian police state. And it won't be used against the blacks for attacking white people, I guarantee you that, but it will be used for all the other reasons. If white people think that violently rebelling against blacks is a good idea, then they better violently rebel against the government and take it down as well. Because the long noses don't care if you attack the blacks. They'll still be in power, and they'll declare martial law to quell the resistance, and you end up with tyranny. So many morons will watch Colin Flaherty videos and will praise the police. You gotta be very careful how you resist. The long noses have everyone trapped. It's almost like damned if you do and damned if you don't. If you do nothing, tyranny will win. If a small group resists the tyranny, they'll be portrayed as terrorists. And that works even better for the advancement of tyranny. Keep in mind, Amazon hasn't taken down Colin Flaherty's books. That should be telling in of itself. Colin Flaherty is also interviewed on the mainstream media constantly by all the various shills on it, like InfoWars and such. The mainstream media that is totally under the dominion of the long noses. You think that would be happening if he was just a regular person trying to get the message out? As far as YouTube taking his channels down, like I said, they want a small portion of the white race to be aware of the epidemic of black criminality, but only a small portion. That way they can have their small portion of people that they could label racist and then condemn. And so they make sure his channels don't grow big enough, but at the same time they are out there long enough for a small segment of society to be aware of them. You can appreciate Colin Flaherty's message, but make sure you're not walking into a trap, because whenever the long noses point out a problem, they are always ready with a solution, and the solution always falls into the category of the cure being worse than the disease. Another curious thing I can point out is Colin Flaherty sums to 203, as does the phrase racial strife, in the same reverse ordinal cipher. Although, who knows if they actually thought of using such a phrase to code all of this. Don't Make the Black Kids Angry was released on the 54th day of the year. If 59 is written out as words, it sums to 54 in full reduction. And if you read Zach Hubbard's book, Letters and Numbers, 59 is a number that is branded onto black people, with words such as Negro, slave, and blues, summing to 59. I'm not sure if this is the right Colin Flaherty that this website refers to, but it seems right. It was tough finding that guy's birth date. But according to this, he was born on June 25, 1955. He was born on a date with 33 numerology. And he was 58 years and 119 days old when he published his first book about black criminality, White Girl Bleed a Lot. Freemasonry, 58. All-Seeing Eye, 119. Or with the end date included, it was 120 days after his 58th birthday, where Race War sums to 120 in reverse ordinal. And then he was in the 59th year of his life when he published Don't Make the Black Kids Angry, and I already pointed out the relevance of the number 59. He was also 4 months and 2 days away from his 60th birthday. 4 months and 2 days, like 42. Nigger, 42, 60. Speaking of how both his books were published in the months of February and October, in the United States, February is Black History Month, and in United Kingdom, Netherlands, and Ireland, it's in October. The Black History Month ends on the 59th day of the year. As for it being in October in other countries, Black History Month sums to 78 and 111 in reverse single reduction. October sums to 78 and 111. White Girl Bleed a Lot was published in October, and White Girl sums to 111. United States of America 132 full reduction. White Girl 132 reverse ordinal. I would say United States of America bleeds a lot as well. Again, it seems so highly unlikely that these coincidences would happen naturally. Change the date of the release of the book just by 1 day forward or back, and then you don't get the time-related numerical coincidences. Think about that. Just 1 day off and it doesn't work. The Black History Month, 102 single reduction. Nigger, 102 reverse ordinal. You gotta love this mockery. This might be coincidental, but it was funny that a Colin Flaherty video mentioning Black History Month is 2 minutes and 13 seconds long, where in ordinal, Black History Month sums to 213. The movie Black Panther was released during Black History Month, where in reverse ordinal, Black Panther sums to 213. The movie's first release was on January 29, 2018, a date with 68 numerology, as if paying tribute to Colin Flaherty, which sums to 68 in reverse full reduction. It's also a date with 30 numerology. But, it being the 29th on the 29th day of the year, black sums to 29. And as far as 30 is concerned, niggas sums to 30, nigger sums to 30, crime, police, slavery, all sum to 30. It doesn't hurt to look at the 41 as well and know that Flaherty sums to 41. And notice how on January 29th, a date that is expressed 1/29, Black Panther was exclusively shown in Dolby Theater, which is in Hollywood, where Hollywood sums to 129, like the date, and 33, and I've already gone over the 33. Nice overlap between January and racism. The next date the movie premiered all over the United States was on February 16, 2018, which was 18 days later after it was shown in Hollywood. If you don't include the end date, where the word race sums to 18, not to mention the year is 2018, with emphasis on 18. The date also has 18 and 27 numerology, with race and racism summing to 27 as well. It also has 29 numerology, again for black. Granted, it's the 47th day of the year, African, racist, and black men sum to 47, for what it's worth. Notice the overlap between Wakanda and black people and Africans, all summing to 55. Maybe it's a coincidence, but Colin Flaherty was born in the year 1955. Wakanda, 134 reverse ordinal. The black people in Wakanda get their powers from vibranium, which also sums to 134 in the same cipher. The movie is 134 minutes long and made $1.347 billion. Interesting how February is a Black History Month, and both February and race war sum to 120 and 48 in the same reverse ciphers. A nice little double overlap. What's interesting is how a news article called him a racial inflamer. Racial inflamer, 68 full reduction. Colin Flaherty, 68 reverse full reduction. Colin Flaherty refers to any big metropolis in America, such as Chicago or St. Louis, that has a large population of blacks and enormous black criminality problems, as Chocolate City. I don't think he's the one who coined the term. I think it was some black politician in New Orleans, Mayor Ray Nagin who did that, meaning that black people are brown like chocolate, so they have a chocolate city. Chocolate City goes perfect with Colin Flaherty, as both sum to 68.